most leaders, most C-level folks are narcissists. So I hate to say that, but if you look at the stats, it's all about them self-serving. And by the way, there's lots of folks that I can point to that are not that way. But they learn that's the line you got to give is like, oh, it's about everyone else. It's about everyone else. I think about the team I'm with now. I just give that caveat. Like the team I'm with now, sure, I'm the CEO of the company. A lot of times I'm just the figurehead to help block and tackle and get things out of the way so they can do the job. Because when it comes to system architecture discussions, I'm not the leader of that discussion. I just try and hang on mentally to hold on to understand what they're saying. And I'm hoping I can understand what they say when they get done. And luckily they're kind enough, so I do follow along. And then we have the lead software guy, like he's the lead for that. He's leading that charge. And then the head of product leading the charge in that. And then the head of Q&A. Like those are different leadership roles. At any given time, someone else is leading. And that goes back to when I was in my platoons and we had a point man. He was leading. We also had a breacher that at certain times he was leading. And I do use he because at the time there's only guys in the SEALs. And I had the radio man, and he was the leader when it came to radios. And sure, we were all cross-trained and all that stuff. But there's certain times someone's the leader for that section. Someone's the leader for that section. Someone's the leader for that section. And so everyone amongst a group are really peers. It just happens to be when you're forward-facing, sometimes you have to put someone in front so that others outside know, like, who's the lead person I got to talk to. So when I want to go yell at someone, I go yell at them. Your job is to take it on the chin and protect your guys as much, the men and women, as much as you can. So one of the quietest people in my group, she doesn't talk much, but when she talks, man, do I listen. Because I know her words matter, and I can tell you when she goes away on vacation or something goes away because I just feel it that things kind of like don't work as well. So it's not the loudest person in the room. It's not the person who's talking or whatever else. Everyone uniquely brings something unique to the table. And at any given time, someone is leading, and it's not always the same person. And as a leader, the best thing you do is shut up and get out of the way. Like, seriously, just get out of the way because you're just going to get in the way and screw it up. And just give them the air cover to go do what they do well. And if they can't do it on their own, then they're not right for the team. And that's the part. If they're not right for the team, you need to go have the conversation with them.
I'm going to go back to the plane on like facing that fear, right? And then it's just like, okay, I did it, right? And not that bad, right? And then it's like, how do you face like a uncomfortable conversation? Those things that are a different type of fear. Some people are scared of confrontation and things like that. Like, how do you face something like that?
Well, I'll tell you, you're never good at the first time you do it. And you look back from if you do something 10 times, pretty confident the first time you do it, you're going to be horrible and you need to get better. Letting people go. Like I was proud for a long time. I never had to let anyone go. And then I started getting roles where I had to start letting people go. And I didn't do it so gracefully at first. I worked on it and got better because I didn't like the outcome of how I felt afterwards. Because I didn't feel like having to let someone go, that doesn't mean they're a bad person. And there's lots of reasons why someone may not be part of the team. Business to me is just a sport. It's just a sport. It's like kickball. So, and I use this analogy. So you have two teams. You have 21 people that want to play. And there's two teams of 8. And so you have 8 people picked. And the 5 people left over, that's unemployment. And now you have the two teams. You have the red team and the blue team. Blue team wins. Red team's all pissed off at each other. Like some people get fired off because get fired. You get some people get fired. You pull some people from unemployment. They switched out. Some of these people get unemployed. The whoever this team is, like they're happy high-fiving each other. But there's a dog. There's always in every team. There's always a dog that gets kicked. And typically they get blamed for stuff even when it's not their fault. Like, oh yeah, that person's a jerk, whatever else. So they're incompetent because it's easier to kick the dog than to sometimes accept accountability. And so there's all these things. But at the end of the day, how did the team captains get picked? Who knows? But somehow the team captains got picked and somehow they got put in that position. And the team captains picked the teams. And this team captain didn't get the right team together. And whatever reason, maybe it's because the key person got picked here over first and they flipped a coin. Who knows? You don't know. And so if you're not part of the team, you get kicked off the team. So it's like, who cares? It's just a sport. But like, I have a hard time when it happens to me. I have a hard time accepting it. But you, like work and all that stuff, you can't take too serious. And by the way, I need to listen to my own advice. So business is just like kickball. Like you don't know who's going to be team captains, and it's really about relationships. And if this team over here, the dog, if the team likes you, you're not going to be the dog. But if you kind of like stand out, like the nail that needs to be hammered down, you can easily do that. So you have to think about: are these people your friends? Do you want to be with them? Like, are they the right group to work with? There's just so many dynamics in business, and there's just so many dynamics in kickball. It's just a sport, and just did you give it your best shot? When you went up to kick the ball, did you give it your best shot? And if you didn't, well, try better next time. And by the way, try better next time just is not like really try. It's like think about what can I do better next time. Like, did I not place my foot next to the ball when I kicked it? Or did I kick with my toe, or I kick with my instep? Like all the things that you learn if you play soccer. Because when you started kicking a ball in soccer, you're much worse early on than you were later on. So everything's evolution, everything's better. So back to the original question, letting people go or tough situations, those are tough. Or anything new in business. It's tough the first time you do it, but you learn and you reflect.